What is that?
Hello, everybody! I know. I came back for 1 week only. Well, I'll be back obviously next week, but
1 week
I just
only.
thought I'd
Make
come
it sound
back.
like you're in a Vegas gig, man. Come on.
I know. I'm like Elvis. I'm the Thank you very much. You know, and my beard's got longer. I know. I have to bring it up because everybody will like,
you
look
just
at
mean
your beard.
Elvis. You mean Bob Joyce, right?
What do you mean? What's his
That
name?
pastor.
What's that Welsh actor? What's his name? What's that Welsh actor? What's his name? Tom Jones. He's got a beard like that.
No, I'm talking. You talking about Elvis? I'm talking about Bob. Oh, you mean Bob Joyce?
Bob
That
Joyce.
pastor that everybody thinks is actually
Oh,
Elvis.
that's no Elvis. That's no Elvis. That's just somebody that seems to look like him.
Look like him and sing like him and hangs around
I don't know.
Graceland an awful lot and
Did
hangs
you know
around
Elvis?
Presley family functions.
Do you know Elvis had a brother, a twin brother that died?
Aye.
What happens if, right? And here's just a conspiracy theory for you all. What happens if he was swapped at birth and the one that died wasn't really his brother, and that is his brother?
Maybe.
You know what I mean? You know,
Of
what's
course,
that? Papa Joe's Adventures. I like the look. Chris, I say thank you very much. She says, "Oh man, my beard. We can sit and we can play with our beard now. It's getting longer." I would like to say to everybody that watches the show, thank you for all the kind words, because obviously I got one for what's her name, Danny. So thank you very much for that. Thank you, Dakota. Thank you for Rev, Melissa, Dots, everybody. Thank you for all the kind words about my mum. Thank you very much. So, there you go.
We're here for you, buddy.
See, I like playing with my beard. You look at my beard. Look, you couldn't make it up. Look, it's grey here and grey there, and like a black stripe. I was just thinking of like a badger's ass now.
You said it, not me.
Oh God, I couldn't help myself. You know, I couldn't help myself. Good to add a wee bit of humour into life, you know. And look, I'm even drinking a Scottish beverage here. I'm drinking dandelion and burdock.
Dandelion and burdock.
Dandelion and burdock.
Really?
You get how you get dandelions, the weed. Dandelions.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually not a weed. You do realise that the flowers are edible, and the root's actually crushed up to make dandelion and burdock.
You know, they
and
say
see the leaves. The leaves
has cancer-fighting properties too.
That's very true. And the leaves of dandelions. See if you've got like a pet tortoise. They love the leaves.
Oh, they do.
It's not really a weed. It's actually a vegetable.
Technically, yeah.
I don't know if I get this stuff's got zero sugar in it. Completely zero sugar because I stopped cutting out all that stuff.
I didn't know that was a drink over there. Huh? I learned something today.
You get American cream soda, you get Iron Brew, obviously, Red Cola. You ever had Red Cola?
Of course I've had Red Cola.
Oh, Red Cola, that's very good.
You get but dandelion and burdock, I never didn't know that was American. I didn't know. I learned something today. Look at that.
There you go. You're dandelion and burdock. I must say, dandelion and burdock is very good. Hey, there's some new faces in here that I don't recognise. Are these people that you've picked up when you've been doing your shows, Dakota?
I have no clue. We always have a bunch of lurkers.
You know, I have been drinking dandelion root tea every day. This is Rev. Really good for digestives and liver. It is actually really, really good for you because there's a friend. I've got a friend. He's an old doctor, and he actually told he's not a doctor anymore, but he was telling me that they used to drink it in the olden days, and it actually helped with like see infections and stuff like that in urinary tract. And that's no medical advice. If you want to go somewhere, go to your doctor.
Yeah, we gotta. Big flashing red lights saying, "Do not follow. This is not medical advice."
Listen. Go to your doctor first and ask if it's safe.
It will be safe.
Yeah, okay, Dr. Dakota. There you go. Yeah, I can see you as a doctor. I could see you as a doctor with a white coat and all that kind of stuff.
I'm not that type of doctor.
You know, isn't interesting. What's that? Yeah, you know.
Monsanto helps.
So So, here a question for you: what's the news that's happening around the world to do the UFO subject? It's something that I've no looked into. To be honest with you, I've not really watched any UFO stuff,
Oh,
but I see there's a lot.
dude, I had a weird fucking sighting this week, man.
I hear a lot of people have had weird sightings this week.
Oh, I know. It's just like, all right. Now, those of you who've seen the Telegram, yes, there may be something involved, but we're still kind of trying to figure that one out. But anyway, I was walking out my door, just getting ready to go to work. It was about a little after 7:40 at night. Then I look over towards the sunset, and all of a sudden I see these two lights. All right, okay.
Weren't they green, were they?
No, they were kind of orangish.
Mm.
No, there were these orange lights. There was two lights. I thought, okay, there's a airport right there, little small private airport. Nothing, no big deal. Then all of a sudden it became 4 lights, then 6 lights, all in a row. Then, as I realized, oh shit, I got something. Pulling out my camera, the middle lights go to disappear, and it just phases out like that. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I hear there's been a lot of weird reportings, like no shooting stars, what do you call them, like meteors in the atmosphere. But not just that, they've been green. They've been like lime green coloured, which I find really interesting. What's that? Papa Joe's Adventures? What's that? I see Amazon has Iron Brew. I tried it. I don't know about that. What's that? That dilation, deletion? What? There you go. I'm waiting for an American to read it for me. Can't hear you, Dakota. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, man. What? Bring this up the chat, guys. Oh my God, we've lost Dakota. Oh, it's happening, dudes. It's happening. We're talking about aliens. See, that's what happens when you start talking about the aliens.
The fuck?
That was weird.
But I thought I hit something, and that's I don't know what just caused that.
It's because you're talking about aliens. Because we're talking about the UFO subject.
I know. I'm talking about a legit sighting, and like I said, the second I got my camera out, the thing disappeared on my end, and I've seen those ones about the green. Yeah, I don't know. They say shit's gonna be kicking up. By the way, no, this is not a paid endorsement, but this will probably kick up.
Papa Joe's went to Kent as it's Dandelion and Bird Dog. Scottish version of Coca-Cola.
That's supposed to be Coke, anyway.
Oh, it's good.
Did you see that our dear friend Elena has a new book coming out?
Did she have a new book? Well, I'll need to buy that one. Do tell.
It sounds like she's putting together. Sounds like she's putting together an encyclopedia series on ET species.
Oh, dear Jesus Christ and all that's holy. That's going to be quite interesting. I mean, what is there? 5 million different species out there?
I think she's going to try to focus on the ones that mostly interact with the Earth. Otherwise, that's going to be a very long series.
I mean, I heard a wild conspiracy theory the other night there, and I've been thinking about it actually quite a lot. It's actually quite interesting. Do you want to hear that? Right, just humour me here. Right, dinosaur bones. Where do you find dinosaur bones mostly?
In the ground, mostly. In mud, amber.
Right. Why has there never been a dinosaur bone found in a city?
Well, I would imagine. I'm just vocalizing here. I would imagine that the urban construction may have accidentally fucked something up and crushed it to where.
Okay. Yeah. Right. I'm going to get another in today with the dinosaurs. Why are most dinosaur bones found deep below the surface?
Why?
As if they were traveling under the surface. Do you get me? You see where I'm going with this? Right. I was watching a show the other night there, and I find this very interesting. Now, think about it. You've got a city. What was there before the city? Before the city, it was a town. Before the town, it was a village. But before the village, it was a camp. What happens if, right, the dinosaurs were around at the same time as the humans were? Think about it. And because they were intelligent, let's face it, because it's been put out there that the dinosaurs were intelligent. There was some species of them intelligent, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if they stayed away from the human inhabitants? And that's why you never find a dinosaur bone in a city when it's getting built. I think it's interesting because you've heard the theory that dinosaurs. See, a lot of people don't know this, but see how you get the Smithsonian and all that kind of stuff, the dinosaur bones.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
the museums, a lot of the bones, 99% of the bones aren't the real dinosaur bones. They're man-made.
Very true.
They're man-made. This is what people don't get. They'll see a Tyrannosaurus Rex standing, they'll be like, oh, that's billions of years old. No, it's no. It's fake, right? So what comes off, right? So what the hell's that? I've got nothing wrong about me. What was that?
So, someone fucking with the baby monitor.
You sure? They're coming for him.
Hold on. I'm going to go yell at somebody.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Who's in the chat? Louise, welcome. It's good to see you. Lawrence, it's good to see you too. Let me get through the chat because they were talking about the dinosaurs and all that kind of stuff. 1110 people. Reverend, I believe we are in the Cosmos Week. Can you imagine the reaction? See, Elena's book, I've no had a chance yet. I don't know when it's available because Dakota's maybe posted it in the chat. Let me go and click on that. I'm going to go and click on that now. See. Ooh, this looks interesting. Paperback or hardcover. That's a hard decision, that. I'm going to have to go with the hardcover. What was it, Dakota? Was it the Galactic Federation of Light that came to get you?
No, people yelling at the cats to get out of the baby's playpen through the baby monitor.
I'm looking at Elena's book right now. The paperback, there's no actually that much price difference between the paperback and the hardcover.
Oh,
I mean,
unless I look, I didn't see there was a hardcover option.
I'm allowed to show it. I'm allowed to show it to everybody so as everybody knows what to look for. There you go.
Oh, here, you know what? Here, what we'll do, we'll just go ahead and bring it up on screen share so people can see it clearly.
Yep, I'm just going to put that in my basket now.
I already ordered a copy, so
I've got a couple.
This is not a paid endorsement. Elena's not making us do this. You know, we just have her on the show so much. She's a good friend of ours.
Yeah.
You know, we try to support our people.
Yeah, I'm going to get that book. I'm going to get that book because I want to help Elena out. I want to help support her. It's not. It's only £30 UK pounds.
Yeah, it's already a #1 bestseller. Yeah, because it's Elena, dude.
Yeah, it's. I think that'll be a really good read. I actually got a book. I was talking to Dakota. I've not had a chance to start on it. I've only read one page. It came in the other day. What is it? A Proof of Heaven for a neurological's journey into the afterlife. That I've seen that guy a few times on YouTube talking about how he taken like what's that disease you got? And you had it in the back of his neck. You had it in what is it?
Oh God, what was it? I remember.
Oh come on, it's meningitis. Meningitis. He had meningitis and he went into a coma and they lost him and he went to the afterlife and he spoke with the people and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm really looking forward to actually reading that book. You know, it's not actually a very big book. It's actually quite small, actually, considering some of the Zachariah Sitchin ones that I've had. You ever read Zachariah Sitchin? Oh my God.
I have.
I've got the box set. I'm in the news at when the world began. You know, when time began or whatever it's called. It's out there. No bother getting it, but it's quite interesting stuff about the Anunnaki and all that kind of stuff, and how they came here and how they tinkered about with the humans. Well, they weren't the humans at that time; they were just
early
tinkered
humans,
about with. Yeah. early humans, you know.
There was some already here when they were messing around. So
Oh, there is a man himself in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. It's Pete, son of the naked Bigfoot. It started raining, so I got off the tractor and came in. You know? See?
But speaking of UFOs, this is something I feel, as investigators, this is something we really should probably keep an eye on, because we know there's going to be assholes that use it to try to put fake stuff out there.
Of course they do.
All right. I know we've talked about it a little bit throughout the week, but have you seen the new video AI program being put out by the same people that made ChatGPT?
I haven't. I've not had a chance because the house has been hectic.
Good.
I've not had
I
a chance.
Clueless on this one. It'll give you genuine reaction.
Right. Play it away, ladies and gentlemen.
So the program, they're calling it Sora. And it is scary how good this shit is.
Just gonna mute my mic here.
All right, prompt for this. This is directly from the OpenAI website, the program, the company that runs it. The prompt is: a stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street, glowing neon lights, animated signage. Look at that. That's AI.
Wow. Is that AI?
That's all AI, dude. I mean, here they even got more.
What?
Look at this. This is fucking amazing. If you look carefully, you can see little errors here and there, but this is fucking amazing. This is all AI.
I mean,
that's how real that shit looks, man.
That's scary, actually, how technologies came so far in so little time.
A year, it'd be all pixelated and blocky and looking all weird. I mean, it even has like drone footage. You can even create Pixar animated shit. Look at that.
I mean, it's scary to think what it's got to be like in 5 years from now.
What's it going to be like in a year?
Mind.
My God, this shit is moving so fast. And again, this is all AI footage. Like 2 pirate ships duking it out in the side of a coffee cup.
There you go, Pete. When you're drinking your morning coffee, there could be a couple of galleons fighting away.
I mean, look, you even could create what looks like historical footage. Look at that.
What's that that Pete's put there? What's that?
What did Pete say?
That's quite funny. Have a look. So if you typed in, and you go,
yeah, it probably unless they put like a censor on what you type in, as far as the prompts, yeah, it probably would, Pete. All of this AI.
I mean that's crazy. I mean that's just. It makes you wonder about the computer games industry too, because if this is meant to be coming to the new Xbox, it's meant to be coming out soon. So, what I've heard,
yeah,
that's crazy. I mean, so you're telling me that there's no actors involved here? So you're telling me here that there's no actors involved? It's 100% AI generated.
I would imagine that there was probably some actors in whatever footage they got to train the AI. But yeah, I mean, but here, if you look carefully, this is one of those things where you have to really keep an eye out. Like this footage right here. Look carefully towards this spot right here. Ah, fuck. On the stairs. You see that?
I see that there. I do see that.
The people just kind of like melt into the stairs. Now, obviously, especially here in the US, there's a lot of concern about how good a lot of these AI programs are getting, because people are using them to fake presidential election calls. There's the whole controversy with Taylor Swift. God, never expected to say those words.
I seen that.
Yeah.
Every
single one of this is AI.
What's the robot? Let's see that. That's
A story of a robot's life in a cyberpunk setting.
Oh my god. I mean, that's got to be coming a reality too soon. I mean, robotics. I mean, robotics are got to be coming in the next couple of months, what I've been told in the grapevine, that soon you'll be able to buy your own robotics. I mean, it's... Give me an idea. You need to make a Bald and Bonkers trailer using that.
If I could get access to it, I totally would, just to see what kind of chaos I could create. I don't know. That just fucking blows my mind, man.
It's... What's that? Papa Joe's Adventures. War of the Worlds is nothing compared to what they could pull off today.
Right?
That's... Have you seen... Right, we've talked about this before. Is it Project Bluebeam? But have you seen what they can do now? What they can project into the clouds?
What they can project in the space around you alone.
And I mean, if you really think about it, it wouldn't be that hard to fake an alien invasion, if you really thought about it. Because all you would need to do, everybody's tuned into their phones now, and you obviously get the new... Have you seen the new Apple glasses that people are wearing?
Yeah.
They look like the fighter jet pilots. But it's scary because everybody's looked into their phone. So if you to put out, say, oh, London's getting attacked by aliens, right? You could put some Project Bluebeam stuff out, maybe get some real airplanes to drop some weapons you don't know, and then just put it all out our social media.
Mm-hmm.
People will be, oh, it's the War of the Worlds, it's War of the Worlds, they're coming to get us. But you know they went to do it. What's that Son of the Naked Bigfoots was? Pete. You got to love Peter. He's just like his dad.
Bald and Bonkers does not refer just because our... Oh, God, I can't even talk right now. God.
What's wrong? You need a couple of hours with Pete learning you how to speak.
I'm jumping around so many different accents. It's fucking up my voice. There we go.
Okay, the new. Jenny gets me to kid on that all the time. Jenny will be watching this.
Start that shit.
Oh, hey, the new. I'll tell you this, the new. I mean, I don't know what it is with Americans, but a lot of your fellow man seems to think that us Scottish people do that, and we sound like that all the time.
Yeah, you could probably blame Mike Myers for that.
I the new. I'm sitting here doing a podcast, you know. Come on. I'm allowed to. It's my birthday back for a while. So anyway, you know. But the technology is getting ridiculous. I mean, at least I'm safe to know because it can't copy my voice. It can't.
I know. I've been tempted to run your voice through the cloning programs again to see if it's any more accurate.
But I'd do an American probably, all right. But then you get like the Boston accent. I wonder if it could handle a Boston accent.
Boston, yeah. No, I know. It's like you were talking about with Jenny and Lulu. Boston does have a very heavy Irish influence when it comes to their accent, and you can blame organized crime for that. But no, they trained it with Boston. You want to know what's even scarier?
What?
Speaking of that voice cloning, you seen the Valentine's Day video I put out?
Not yet. I've not. Actually, I've not.
So like the little voice that's in the trailer. That was pulled out of the little EVP. That was pulled out of EVPs, cleared up from static.
See, here's the thing, right? I want to just jump really quickly back to the AI generation thing. What's going to happen to the actors? They're going to start worrying because...
Why do you think there was that actor strike, man? They were already bugging out because there were companies doing that.
What's that? That's Pete put up. You mean that Scottish people don't drink
haggis and
beet frogs? Hey, the new there, Pete. Hey, wait, have a haggis, you know. Haggis is actually really good. Haggis is lovely.
Why that big writer strike not too long ago because all these writers and these actors, they realized how fast this AI is going. They're going to be out of a job.
Of course,
And companies
I
were
mean,
already using AI so that way they didn't have to pay as much.
but here's actually something I actually was talking last night with like Jenny. I think it was before the live started. I can't remember. My memory's bad. You can give me a row after, Jenny. Where does it? How do you tell the difference? Well, like somebody's voice, like say for instance, somebody uses that AI to like clone somebody's voice, saying, "Oh, I murdered the guy at 10 o'clock on such and such date," right? And then that gets handed into the police with somebody's been killed and they'll go to him and arrest him. How do you tell the difference?
I know, because some of the higher end, more accurate
Oh yeah,
programs,
I've seen them.
they're pretty good. I mean, hell, we've played it around with it on the show plenty of times, but they can actually mimic people's, how there any quirks they have in their voice. If they go to like, if they stutter a lot, the AI will actually replicate that.
But that is going to come up. I mean, you look at that video of the AI generation. Eventually, they're going to bring out an AI voice that's going to be Okay, I mean, you'll not be able to recognize any faults with it because it's learning all the time. That's AI in it. It's learning.
Yep. It is getting kind of crazy.
There's Son of the Naked Bigfoot, AI generated voices and people that don't have souls, no aura of their life. See, exactly.
But that's the thing. People think they see that stuff, but most of them usually can't tell.
I was just getting told somebody that I can't remember what the guy was doing, but he phoned up seemingly call centers have started using the AI voice. It's AI. And he had a conversation with this woman. I think it was a computer, trying to fix a computer or something. And he said to her, she sounded normal and said goodbye and have a nice night and all that. And she just sounded normal.
No, there's actually I've been getting ads for like a customer service based AI. Basically, say like those new Apple Vision Pros. That's actually one of the ads that they have for it.
Yeah.
Basically, the customer put in his information, but didn't buy all the way. The AI would call up saying, "Hey, my name is Jake. I noticed that you were looking into some of our AI program, the Apple Vision Pros. Can I ask you why you didn't go through the purchase?" And the guy was just like, "No, I don't want to talk about it." This AI actually talked him into a financing option to buy the Apple, and it sounded just like a perfectly clear, normal customer service conversation.
See, that's. I mean, you think about it. These scammers out there could use this. So you could utilize this, right? When a lot of these scammers phone you, 90% of them are Indian or Pakistani, right? And you can tell them off straight away because they're, "Hello, sir, this is very much, but you on the inland revenue, £10 billion," stupid things like that, right? Because that's what they're like, and you can tell them off a mile away, right? When you hear them for the first time. But what if they utilize this, where it sounds like an employee for Microsoft with an American accent?
Well,
it's scary to think because it's not just this, man. The world is changing so fast. As it's changing.
Here's the thing, too. They already have stuff out there. You can get it for like gaming switchboards where it'll change your voice to something completely entirely, not just like a little chipmunk effect and stuff like that. You can tune it to where you can sound like Obama. Fucking
yeah, I've heard that.
It's already out there. It's already
I've seen
out
there. I know people that game in Call of Duty and stuff like that, and they're using it to kid on their like Obama or their Donald Trump on like the Xbox in the party, talking to people.
Yeah, I've seen unfortunately, there's too many stupid people that fall for it, thinking it's actually Obama they're gaming with.
I know, but it's not just that. I mean, it's also the chip implants in your brain that we were talking about the last time. I mean, yeah, it could be a help. It can help people that are paralyzed, right? Or maybe people with schizophrenia. I don't know if it could help there, but it could help people with like epilepsy and stuff like that, right? But then again, that could be recording everything. That could know everything about you. In theory, it could copy you. It loads you up into an artificial world.
That's part of it. It's supposed to monitor. Well, by monitoring all your vitals, all your brain activity, all of that, it has to monitor you. Then there's likely going to be an AI, without a doubt, that's going to use that to constantly train itself to better spot things. To where you could be like 20 seconds away from an epileptic seizure, the AI implants could easily pick up that it's coming up.
Yeah. It's quite interesting what Dot says. AI is a tool like a hammer can break bone or build a house. What's that intent behind the tool? Must be responsible. It's like guns, right? It's like gun. What the hell? You play the tune there. I've got me now, or something like that. But anyway,
we got a subscriber on one of the Twitch channels.
Thank you very much. Here's the thing, right? Who was I talking there? What was I talking about there? Oh my god, I've went mad. We were talking about what was I
Guns.
just say? Guns, right? Guns, as the song goes, guns don't kill people. People do. You think about it, right? If you're a responsible person with a gun, right, that gun's not going to kill anybody because it takes somebody to pick it up and pull the trigger. There will be people out there saying, oh, right, but the gun could fall on its side and they could shoot somebody. You know what I mean? I don't think guns can go for that unless they're like, I don't know. I'm not an expert about guns. Maybe you're, Dakota. Can a gun sitting in a corner of a room kill somebody if you don't touch it?
Depends if it has an AI attached to it.
That's the thing.
Because there's a lot of smart guns coming out that can do that now.
See, I've heard about this. I heard about they're bringing out ones for law enforcement officers, and it only works with them. Is it a fingerprint generation thing or something that's on it only works with them?
It's supposed to register to their fingerprints. You can actually, people can actually get civilian-based ones too.
I mean,
in fact, there's actually this guy. Now that I think about it, obviously there's plenty of people at home who have the smarts to be able to put this stuff together, or at least read up online on how to do it. There's this guy who set up his own automatic turret using an AI and a BB gun.
Right. And
it's like it works with like it's his Alexa, his Amazon, his Ring cameras to read up on when somebody who's not supposed to be at the house is there and start shooting them.
See, this is where you get into the military side of stuff. I mean, you've got the seemingly they want to build autonomous electric tanks, which is a bad idea. Which is a really bad idea. One, electric. Come on, seriously. It gets 40 miles before it needs to be charged up again. Come on, the Abrams tank can be fueled with diesel or petrol and it can go for hundreds of miles. But no, let's make it electric. Make things. So who's going to get charged for it? Do you know how they're going to charge it? And this is the farcical thing about electric tanks. A truck's going to pull a generator to charge them.
Yeah. Here's the thing. There was a major winter storm towards the middle of the U.S. not too long ago. And people couldn't help but find it funny that the Tesla charging ports looked like a car graveyard because the charging stations couldn't carry a charge.
Yeah.
Basically, the cars were draining faster than the chargers can work. And everybody's getting mad at Tesla. It's just like, here's the thing. Here's what I was going to go for. With those electric tanks,
yeah,
if we're going to keep pushing for a war against Russia, Russia tends to get kind of cold.
Yeah. So your 40 miles turns into 5.
That's all I'm saying.
Look, it's not just the electric tanks, it's AI powered, right? These tanks will go and it'll look for somebody hacks that, or what happens if there's an AI that looks after all the tanks, decides, something, I'm not looking after these humans anyway, I'm just going to kill them all. I mean, how do you stop the AI from becoming aware? And then once it becomes aware, what do you do with it? Something like that.
Like we talked about, I think it was Linda Moulton Howe that brought
Mm-hmm.
this to attention. They try to say that it was a legit situation, but they say a robotics company out of Japan had an incident where some of its AI started to go rogue and kill people.
Yeah.
They managed to take out at least 2 of the robots. A third managed to seclude itself, and when they finally got to it, managed to shut it down, they started looking at all of its data logs. They found out that it was linking up with satellites on how to make its system stronger.
See, that's going into like Terminator territory.
I know.
That's going into like Judgment Day kind of stuff. I mean, that's where does it end? I mean, here in the UK, I don't know if you've heard, but for people that's in the UK, see how you go to the doctors, you see the doctor, you get your prescription or whatever. They're wanting to set up an AI, and what they're going to do is feed all your information into that AI. So you just contact it, and you'll be able to tell. It'll be able to tell you what's wrong with you. I mean, how stupid can you get? I mean, it's not just that. It's ridiculous, getting everything's ran by computers. I mean, there's a shop in my village. The internet was down the other day, and it didn't accept contactless. Nobody could act unless you had cash, and they couldn't give change back because they couldn't get into the thing because it was all computer controlled. And it's the same with cars today. It's like that Netflix series. Was one episode of it, but if you take the internet down, that can cause massive problems.
Mm-hmm.
What's this news? I've not had a chance to get in it, but what's this news with Russia? Something today with Russia or whatever today with the satellites? They're talking about space wars. There was a thing.
The Russians have been talking about putting satellites with tungsten rods, and they're called rods from God, even though the U.S. already has these types of satellites up. Basically, say they wanted to target a certain city, they could just release these rods, and it would be within, I believe, the accuracy would be within 50 yards of where it was intended to hit. And there are no warheads, nothing like that. It would just be pure kinetic energy dropping these things from space. It would cause devastation equivalent to a nuclear blast.
Well, here's an interesting fact, right? Do you know that an EMP event over North America would cause more death than a nuclear event?
Oh, yeah.
They reckon within 6 months after an EMP event, 90% of the population of the United States would be dead. Yeah. And people are like, oh, well, why is that? Well, you think about it, everything's controlled by the internet,
Well, it's interesting you should actually point that out, considering there's a lot of people who are convinced that we had an EMP attack here in the U.S. on Thursday.
Really?
Just because
Yeah.
cell phone service went out for just about every major carrier. In some spots, certain carriers were fine. I don't know. I must have been asleep by the time this one happened, but everybody was saying, "Oh my God, it's an EMP! It's Russian hackers!" Blah, 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 blah. There's some even trying to say it was aliens taking down communications to get ready for an attack. And even people on Twitter were like, "It's the blackout! It's the blackout! Get ready! Get ready! Get ready!" And it's just like nothing fucking happened.
People, you get the people out there like, oh, even if that happens to the United States, Canada, and Britain and all its allies will come to your aid. No, they'll know. And I'll tell you why we'll know. Because we'll be feared in case it happens to us. And China or Russia would just sit back and let it happen. And see, once your country fell apart, then they would come in. And it'd be too late. It would be too late.
Putin himself is that there's no better propaganda machine than the United States military.
Did you see what happened the other day with the British Navy.
What's that?
We thought, oh, let's test some of our Trident nuclear submarines missiles. The first one made it up 2 feet and then fell over. And then the next one went up and then went out of control and splashed into the water.
Lovely.
And now Putin's looking at it thinking, oh, their nuclear arsenal's basically shit. Because it is. It's...
Putin's
I
not a
don't
dumb
know.
guy, though. He knows that he doesn't necessarily have to cause any provocation. The U.S. alone will just try to find some reason to step in.
I can tell you something now. Putin's not going to launch a nuclear attack. I can tell you that right now. But I'm going to say this. I'm betting that whoever's trying to cause all these wars and stuff, maybe fake one, to cause problems.
No?
Let's face it. I mean, we talk back to the AI.
I mean,
you go, man?
No, I was just going to say, there's a lot of intelligence operatives that are saying that World War III is not going to be fought with guns and bombs. It's going to be fought with guns and bombs in someone else's backyard, but being financed by everybody else in the world. And look at exactly what's going on right now.
Yeah. Look, we all know that... How can I say this? The world, right? Internet. They take that down. Everything just goes to shit. Everything. Can you imagine all the teenagers? I can't go on TikTok. I can't go to Facebook. Or the women ramaging, running, screaming wildly, burning pitchforks because they can't go onto Facebook to post their picture of their dinner they've just ate.
I know. It's just I tease my cousin about this all the time. She's 17. God, now for a long period of time, she had her phone taken away from her. We gave her phone back. She was literally sitting there shaking like she was having withdrawal symptoms as she was going through her phone, checking all the messages she missed and all this and that. There's a other different messed up situation behind that. But with that Thursday morning, the number of grown ass adults that were bitching because TikTok wasn't working or this wasn't working or that wasn't working. Dear Lord, and all these people think they're all big and bad and think that if something were to happen, they'd be perfectly fine.
I mean, would it be a bad thing if TikTok was put out of business? Would it be a bad thing if some of these sites was took down just for a wee while? I mean, let's face it. I mean, TikTok, Jesus and all it's holy. I've seen some crazy shit on there. And Pete in the chat and everybody else in the chat, you've all seen some crazy shit on TikTok. And they get the conspiracy theories in there. So, there's got to be nuclear war. There's got to be nuclear war. I've been saying it for the last 5 years. There's got to be nuclear war. Buy my book today and it'll stop you from getting killed in a nuclear war. I mean, seriously. But this is the generation we're in now. I mean, God, I'm going to say this right now. God help us if we do go to war. Because the generation that we're in, they're not going to last long. They aren't going to last long.
People are more threatened by their feelings being hurt than actually being killed.
Yeah.
Simple as that. People are more afraid of having their feelings hurt. And it's a good point that you're bringing up social media too, because there's been several hearings right now going on here in the U.S. regarding social media and cyberbullying and all that. Here's the thing. All these websites have the means to stop this. But here's the thing. TikTok, they found that if you set up a profile that aims you to be around the age of a 13-year-old boy, you'll see more videos about suicide, death, destruction, gun violence, stuff like that. All these websites had the power to do it, but then they're like, why doesn't anybody stop them? Well, they do try to do something to step it up in order to stop these things. People are going to start screaming about their First Amendment rights being fucked with.
Yeah.
Where do you... It's like if you... This is one of those things where we got to look at things from all sides, but, unexplained, i.e. says nothing positive ever came from TikTok. That depends on who's actually using it. All these sites are just tools that people are fucking misusing, and we're saying, oh, we should take it away. like it's a toddler that's breaking things, taking away their toy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe eventually the toddler will get the message, but these are grown ass adults saying, "Don't treat me like a fucking kid."
Yeah. I've noticed my phone obviously listens to me all the time. I was talking with somebody the other day. Their tractor was getting something into their tractor, right? They was getting something into their tractor, and I was like, oh, what was it needing? No, it's needing the fuel filter change. We were talking about tractors, and it's something that I never ever searched right for. You can the next day I woke up and there was advert after advert after advert for tractor repair services. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? It listens to you. It's scary, actually, to think how my phone right now is listening to me.
Yeah. I mean, hell, with my niece, just about to be turned 3 months here. The number of fucking baby videos that's been
Oh,
popping
God.
up. I was like, oh, you
Yeah.
should do this if you got a fussy baby and all that. And I'm just like, part of me is just sitting there like, I'm writing all this down because I know her mother can be kind of an idiot sometimes, but why is her
Mm-hmm.
mother not getting this? I mean,
Do you know?
it's helpful, but send it to the people that need that information. Then people wouldn't be complaining as much.
Do you care what I've noticed? I've got a TikTok account with like 5,000 subscribers, which I used to post UFO videos, but I don't do it anymore really because I just use it for watching shit on TikTok, right? Do you know every time I get a new subscriber, TikTok takes it away?
Yeah.
And do you know what they started doing now? Do you know what they started doing now? And I just can't fathom it. I went in to see who I was subscribed to, right? And it was like 20 folk. See now? Zero. So I'll go in and I'll subscribe to Emerald Isles, Paranormal, Bald and Bonkers. I'll go to all the ones, subscribe back. See the next day, I'm unsubscribed for them all.
Who reported you?
Eh?
That would be a question I would want to ask, knowing how these algorithms actually work. Who reported you? Because I
So,
noticed it's just a pattern I noticed that with a
yeah,
lot of these programs, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of them,
yeah,
I've noticed it's very similar patterns. If there's been accounts who have had a history of causing a little bit of controversy and people
yeah.
getting offended, that's when that type of stuff starts happening.
I posted a UFO video that got nearly 500,000 views. And I'm shitting you not, guys. I've got a ridiculous amount of views on that TikTok account because of the videos that I post. I'm looking up the news so I can show you, but it's it's absolutely mad. It really is. Look at that. I had 36 following last night, and now I've only got 10. It's happened again, and I'm back down to 4,000 subscribers. Isn't that interesting? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's the biggest view count I've got. I think it's the one with the UFO near the sun. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it here. It's got like something. It's got 234,000 views. I mean, I'll show you really quickly, but it's got like that. I don't know if you can hold it. There. Those are the views it's got. But it's ridiculous. I mean, is it because I'm posting UFO stuff? Is it because I've stopped, or is it because I've started commenting on certain subjects? Because that's what it is.
Well,
The subjects out there.
some of your remarks that you've made against certain people on there, and I agree with them. Calling out like the flat earthers and shit, that probably would have caused it.
If you're wondering what my TikTok is, it's called We Are Light. Isn't it? It's We Are Light, isn't it?
Yeah, because you're trying to help push the movie that got shelved.
Aye, it's my TikTok account is We Are Light 2022.
Lawrence actually asks a very valid question though, because here's the thing: is it the algorithm that's doing that, or is it the actual interest of the people?
I think it's whatever AI is running
because
that.
it's not that hard to trick people into liking stuff. It's
I know.
one of the oldest tricks in the book. If you want to fudge up numbers a bit, is say like someone just puts out a book, probably a horrible example following that we just bumped Elaine, talked about Elena's new book, but
Mhm.
it's just the first thing that comes to mind. Say someone puts out a new book,
Mhm.
and if they want to fudge the numbers on, say, like Amazon, just the
Yep.
biggest platform out there, all they would have to do is just shell out a few $100 for a few hundred copies of their book,
Yep.
and that would gauge the algorithm to start pushing that.
Thank you, Rev, for following me on that. I might post another video. I don't know. We'll see. I know the algorithm is crazy. It's all YouTube's run by the AI. Bloody Facebook. I mean, I get annoyed with Facebook. Facebook's terrible, man.
Facebook's Facebook has the AI too. Don't let it fool you.
I mean, I just don't know what's going to happen because society uses like social media now,
Mm-hmm.
right? Long ago, they used kids actually played outside. See, now I hardly see any kids playing outside whatsoever.
Well, we
You
have
know,
these helicopter parents that are saying, "Oh, they want them inside at all times because there's all these scary people out there." And yeah, there's some scary situations.
do you know? I find that very interesting in the chat. Dots. Danny Henderson takes a lot of shit from YouTube if you're pointing it. Do you know I had to let
And how
I
much
had
of a
to,
loudmouth is she?
do you know I had to let Dakota speak there?
No, no, I'm just gonna say. And how much of a loudmouth is she? Nothing but
I
love
should maybe
Danny.
like it. But what I
Well,
found interesting was that YouTube there when they let Dots put that comment unless I hit show.
really,
Yeah. Because she mentioned Danny Henderson.
that means she's on a blacklist.
That means she's on the blacklist.
She's on a
Because I actually
blacklist.
had to click on it and put it up. That's why I've got YouTube open here right now.
That is interesting.
It's look, as I say with the AI generated videos and stuff, let's take the war in Europe now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if the propaganda networks, George Orwell kind of material, fakes all the stuff? Oh, we're biting back the Russians. We're in Moscow fighting. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
See,
we get.
that's
I know you got situations like everybody's saying, "Oh, the Sandy Hook massacre didn't actually happen because the kids are still alive and well." Well, first off, there's a thing called doppelgangers, and that shooting did actually happen. I have
mm-hmm.
heard people that are, and then they say there's crisis actors. Yeah, there is such a
Yeah.
thing as crisis actors. The Department of Defense actually hires people on to act they they would be civilians in a major
Yeah.
disaster for training purposes. There's actual job applications out there on government websites for that. It is a legitimate thing. But I find it funny that they're trying to point out that there's always seemingly one woman there who seems overly dramatic. It's always
Mm-hmm.
same description from an obscure angle, brown hair, brown eyes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that fit that description.
Yeah. I remember you remember that terrible flu that went about. I'm tapping my arm here. We're talking about,
Yeah,
the jiggy
yeah,
jaggy or
tip
whatever it's
tap.
called. I remember seeing a clip and it was, oh, this is a London hospital. Then it went to like a Scottish hospital, but it was the same hospital room with
Yeah,
the same stuff in the flare in the same place. And then we went, oh, we're jumping over to Germany. And then it was exactly the same room, the exactly same stuff.
exactly. These news agencies are even more terrible. You can't tell whether it's pure negligence that they're not actually researching the fucking clips that they're putting out. I mean, look at the number of times where, say, like that xenomorph video I showed from that
Yeah.
shortest blockbuster on TikTok. How many news agencies put that out there?
Yeah.
Or like the surgeon's photo of Loch Ness that looks
Hmm.
suspiciously like a whale trunk,
Yeah. Look,
a whale trunk, an elephant
it's going
trunk.
to get
You know what
worse.
I mean?
I'm looking forward to the day that we day alive, and it's no you and me, and it's actually AI generated. Oh, come on. I am called Christopher,
In
and I am
theory,
sitting here right
it's
now.
already
Let's talk about ghosts.
in theory, it's already out there. If I paid the money for it.
There you go. There you
I mean,
go.
hell,
How much does it cost?
I don't know. I had there's a number of different programs you had to put it together for, but hell, just with Streamlabs, we already have AI that would help translate it for us. In theory,
See that's interesting. But Ref says Melissa. She says Zuckerberg is all dude. What's that? Does not look human to me. He has been body snatched. Why is he building a bunker in Hawaii?
why are there
Why are they all doing it?
several that are trying to build bunkers in those isolated locations?
Yeah. I seen an interesting video the other day talking about Hawaii with the fires and stuff. It was in Venezuela, right? And in Venezuela, they've decided to paint all kind of how they live in kind of shanty towns.
Right?
They've painted all the roofs blue.
Well,
What
Venezuela
do you
does have
think?
a lot of the cartels down in that area do have a lot of ties with the CIA as far as the
Yeah,
drug trade.
yeah, you know. But I don't know, guys, what's going to happen. But the crazy world we live in, you know. So, what's the show tomorrow night? You doing a show tomorrow night, Dakota?
I was about to say, you going to join me tomorrow night, or are you still taking tomorrow off?
I'll come on tomorrow night. I'll be on tomorrow night with you.
Well,
Yeah.
all right. Well, that being the case,
What's that? Has
basically,
anyone noticed how young Oprah looks these days? Body snatched. Yeah. There
body
you go, Dakota.
snatch. No, Oprah likes to use a moisturizer made from human foreskin, Melissa.
Mm,
That's all I'm saying. One.
mm.
And two, there's a particular step somewhat away from supernatural tomorrow and kind of go with the theme of what I wanted to do this weekend and why people really need to urge push due diligence and not trust everything that gets fed into them. There's one particular case
Yeah.
where Elisa Lamb was a 20-year-old college student who was found dead in a water tank at the Cecil Hotel in Los
That was
Angeles.
very interesting. Yeah.
Now, I figure we go talking into that because there's still a lot of people who are convinced that, oh, she was a biological weapon meant to wipe out the drug population on Skid Row. And first off, all they have to do is
No.
just put in some bad fentanyl to do that. One. But I mean, all the theories that came out about that, they're saying that even that fucking Aleister Crowley had something to do with it.
Look, I'm going to say this as mysterious how she got into that tank with it being locked, but I think somebody put her in there. I think somebody. I mean, she could have been possessed. Or Zach Bagans says, "Oh, there's footage there. They're walking off the elevator like."
She was
Why?
also diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Yeah,
And
but
this
how
is
did she
one
get into the tank and then look at?
it will well here's the thing. Sometimes maintenance crews do put chemicals in those waters just to try to help keep it clean, keep algae from building up, right? Who's to say that from the morning before she got up there to the morning after, there wasn't a maintenance guy who thought, oh shit, I left that open.
Aye, but when they found her, it was locked.
It would be also pretty damn heavy for a little young thing like her to do it,
I
unless
think.
she was off
Aye,
her rocker about something.
but here's the question: how did she? And this is for tomorrow night. Obviously, how did she end up in there and then lock it? There'd be no way she could shut that and then lock it for the outside,
Again,
unless someone did it.
from the outside. Again, who's to say it's a maintenance guy who thought, "Oh shit, I didn't lock that up," and didn't bother to check to make sure there wasn't somebody down there.
What's that? Son of the Naked Bigfoot. Sorry, he disappeared. He was on his phone with the police.
That's a
I hope there's been.
concerning segue.
I hope there's been nobody trespassing, Pete.
Again. Maybe
Aye,
he needs, maybe Pete needs some of those AI turrets on his property.
aye, Pete needs some mines or sort of their cause, you know. maybe Bigfoot's a backpacker or something. You don't know. You know. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming tonight. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Would you like to say anything before?
Yeah.
Go on.
No, I'll just say, no, it's good to have you back in the saddle, Chris. We'll try to, help keep things lighthearted. You know, it's going to be kind of hard to do tomorrow, but fuck it. Bodies found on our Wise County. Oh shit!
What have you been doing, Pete?
Oh, we should probably not. We probably need to cut off the stream right now before we get called in to testify. Much love. Stay safe, y'all. See you tomorrow.
Talk to you in Twitter, Pete.